Amanda here, and today I have kind of an interesting video for you. So I had an idea to rank books that I read from the dollar store. Is my head cut off? I don't know. So I had that idea, and I told my husband, oh, let's go to the dollar store and see if we could find any horror books. And he's like, you're not going to be able to find any, but okay. And we went, and there actually were quite a few there, so I did buy them. And I am going to read them and rank them for another video. But I also got books from my local bookstore as well. So I was like, let's put this all together and we'll have a good old-fashioned haul. So half of this is dollar store or Dollar Tree horror/thriller books, maybe other genres. And then the books that I got from the other store are not horror. But I thought I would put them all together. Oh, and I also have a mystery book. Let me show you. I could not pass this up. It was a mystery book. I have no idea what's in it. It was from my used bookstore, and I'm really excited for this. So let's do the dollar store haul first, and then we'll get into this bad boy. Okay, so I was really surprised at the selection of books at the dollar store or the Dollar Tree. I really had no idea what they would be. I didn't think that they would be thriller or horror at all. I picked some of these out, and my husband picked a few of these out, so I don't really know what many of them are about. We're gonna find out together. So this one is called Wicked River. This is by Jenny Milchman. I just thought this cover looked really interesting. And then the back of this says that it's a couple, they're newlyweds and they're isolated for their honeymoon in the backcountry, but they find out that they're not alone in the woods. And it says, because 6 million acres makes it easy for the wicked to hide and even easier for someone to go missing. A man watches them, and once they are near his domain, he will do everything in his power to make sure that they never walk out again. So this seems really interesting. It was $1. All this entertainment for $1. I'm really excited. I think that this looks good. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books. It looks like it's gonna be a fun time. And then the next book I got here is called Diary of a Stalker. This is by Electra Rome Parks. And this one I don't think I read the back of, it said Diary of a Stalker, so I'm like, oh, this has to be a thriller book. It says, never judge a book by its cover. Xavier Preston is tall, dark, and handsome, and the problem is that he knows it. He's a best-selling author who is accustomed to adoring female fans, both young and old, flirting with him, throwing themselves shamelessly at him, and trying to get between more than the covers of his novel. That was funny. He has always been more than willing to accommodate their needs and desires. However, his womanizing days have finally ended. He's engaged to a beautiful woman, Kendall, and he's decided to walk the straight and narrow. Or has he? And then it says, from outside appearances, the very stunning Pilar has it all: a great career, a beautiful home, and a trust fund that keeps her financially secure. However, looks can be deceiving. And she wants Xavier, this is non-negotiable, blah, blah, blah. If she can't have him, she'll kill him. The usual. An erotic one-night stand spirals out of control. So yeah, this looks like a thriller-ish type book. Again, it sounds pretty interesting. I can't believe that these books were $1, and I'm excited to read this one too. This next one I was so shocked at. This is Joyce Carol Oates. That is right, my friend. I've reviewed a few of her books on my channel, and I just absolutely love this author. This is called Son of the Morning. So this one I don't know if it's horror or thriller or anything. I just picked it up because it was Joyce Carol Oates. Let's find out what it's about. Nathan Vickery came into this world amid unfortunate circumstances. Conceived when his mother, daughter of an agnostic small-town doctor and his pious wife, was brutally assaulted at the age of 16. He was brought up by his grandmother. At the age of 5, he began to see visions of Christ and embarks on a path as a prodigy boy preacher. Okay, so this one doesn't seem really like a thriller or horror at all. It does sound interesting, but I might end up switching this out for a different book when I do my review of the dollar store books, because this one just doesn't seem like a horror, and I want them to all be like horror thriller books. So still cool that I have another Joyce Carol Oates book for $1, but I don't think that this one will be included in the review of these later on. The next one, this is the one my husband picked out. It's called The Sandman, a novel by Lars Kepler, #1 international bestseller. And this at one point was $16.49, and I got it for $1. So this one I didn't read the cover of either, but of course it looks a little creepy. Let's see what it says. Late one night, outside Stockholm, an emaciated young man named Michael was found wandering. 13 years later, he went missing along with his sister, and they thought that they had been victims of a notorious serial killer that's currently serving a life sentence. Now Michael tells the police that his sister is still alive and being held by someone known only as the Sandman. Years later, detective, inspector, sacrificed everything to capture that serial killer. Now he is certain that that serial killer wasn't working alone, and any chance of rescuing Michael's sister depends on getting that serial killer who's in jail to talk. Ooh, this sounds really good. She will have to go deep undercover in the psychiatric ward where that guy is imprisoned, and she'll have to find a way to get to the psychopath before it's too late. Interesting! So the only negative about this is I hate when books have these uneven pages and you feel like you're gonna get a paper cut touching it. That's the only thing that I am not a fan of. But $1 for a hardback book? Are you serious? And it sounds creepy and fun. So these are from the dollar store, or the Dollar Tree. And if you guys are interested, because I will be ranking these for another video, if you guys are interested, I can go to like any cheap place, the dollar store, the Dollar Tree. You know what I mean? Like I could do this as a series and see what horror books I can uncover in really cheap places. I think this is so fun. I'm really excited, but this will be coming later. It's gonna take me a while to get through these, and I have a bunch of books to read before this, so don't hold your breath, but it'll be here sometime. Let's get to the other books that I bought. Okay, we gotta start with a mystery. I just have to. So this was $7. I don't know if it'll be worth it. It's just because it's wrapped in paper, and there was a whole box of these, and it says, each of these little tags says something different. This one says, looks like we've got another mystery. And then some of them are like, I'm not gonna tell you what's in here, and just, I don't know, just silly stuff. But I have to find out what this is. I'm so curious, and I'm gonna need scissors, I bet. Oh, I don't wanna hurt the book. Okay, I'm just gonna get scissors. I'm so excited. I feel like it's Christmas morning. All right, what have we got? And by the way, these were no specific genre. It was just random books. And this is called a culture novel, Ian M. Banks' Use of Weapons. Okay. It talks about a man of special circumstances. There's a woman that has plucked him from obscurity and pushes him towards his present eminence. Banks writes space opera on the grand scale. He measures times in eons, space in light years, tragedies in gigadeaths. I don't know, this doesn't seem like a book that I would normally pick up or read, but maybe it will be interesting. It definitely seems like more of like a sci-fi type book, but that's cool that it's in a genre that I would typically read. So I don't know, let me know if you guys have heard anything about this, and let's move on. So the first thing that I got at my used bookstore were 3 Goosebump books. I did buy these for a reason, but I only have a few Goosebumps ones up here, and I really wanted this one for a future video that I will be doing. Specifically, I wanted this one, but then these, I think these were the ones that were published at the time that I read them. Like, they're the original Goosebumps that I had, because look at, the pages are all old and yellow and faded, and it just was so nostalgic for me. So I bought 2 other ones that I really enjoyed reading when I was a kid, and maybe I'll just keep buying all the Goosebumps because they're nostalgic as hell and they're fun. And this one's look at this gleaming white paper. Like, what is this? This is not the Goosebumps I remember. I'm excited for these. I can add them to my very small collection. I think they were like $2 each. I also picked up, you guys know I can't go to the bookstore without getting a Kurt Vonnegut book. It is my new obsession. I love him so much. He is fantastic. So this one is The Sirens of Titan. I actually went to the bookstore for this book specifically, and they ended up having it, which I was really excited about. I'm gonna leave a little TED Talk in the description, and it's like why you should read Kurt Vonnegut, and it's, I think, just like a really great description. They talk a little bit about Slaughterhouse-Five and about his writing style. I'm just gonna leave that below if you guys are interested at all, because I think he is a wonderful, wonderful writer, but I can see why he's definitely not for everyone. His writing style like makes you dizzy a little bit because he writes very circularly. Fantastic writer, my absolute favorite at the moment, so I had to pick up that. I also went to look and see if they had another Bret Easton Ellis book, and they did. This is Glamorama. And I don't know what this is about because there is nothing on the back that describes what it's about other than quotes from other people, so I have no idea what it is. Interested to read this? Let me know if you guys have read this. I loved American Psycho so much, and I think his writing style in that book is just genius, so I'm really excited to dive into something else. I've heard that he has a couple other really great books. I just don't know specifically which ones are his most popular, so this was the only Bret Easton Ellis book that they had there actually, so I had to pick that guy up. And none of these were on sale. This one was $5 and the Kurt Vonnegut was $5 as well. And then the last thing that I picked, they do have a biography section, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go look and see if they have a Kurt Vonnegut biography. because I'm absolutely obsessed. And I did find this. Oh, that's so annoying. I did find this. It says Fate's Worse Than Death, an autobiographical collage. And so at first I was like, well, it doesn't seem like it's going to be that different from his other books, because most of his other books, although they are fiction and they talk about things like alien and time travel and all this weird stuff, a lot of them do have parts that are autobiographical in them. So I feel like you do get to know Kurt Vonnegut while you're reading any of his novels. But I thought just a straight kind of autobiography. Okay, I have to turn that off. This is driving me crazy. I'm sorry. This is why my phone's on silent all the time. Okay, but I thought that just having a straight autobiographical, I don't know if they're little stories from his life. I really don't know. Again, the back doesn't tell you anything, but I'm excited. I love him. I love his work. So I think that it'll be interesting to read this. This one was $5. So those were the books that I got. Yeah, a lot of books. I wasn't even intending on doing a book haul, but you know me, I can't keep away from the bookstore. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on Thursday with another horror video. That one will be fun, so stick around.